Welcome to yet another episode of Jetta Revival. So far we have managed to start the Jetta, take a quick ride around the block, give it a quick cheeky wash, fixed the brakes that stopped working, successfully brought back our donor car, took the engine out from our donor car, and then sadly we had to cut it into pieces. Beautiful, just beautiful. In this episode, we'll be preparing our Volkswagen Jetta for the engine conversion. The first thing we have to do is set up new fuel lines for the new engine. We begin by cutting off the old fuel lines. We then started sliding the new fuel lines through the place where the old fuel lines used to be. Welcome to yet another episode of Revival of this Jetta. As you can see, the Golf that we were disassembling in the previous episode is not here. We basically cut it all into pieces and sold it to scrap metal. So the only thing we have left is that boot lid and of course the engine that we're going to use for the Jetta. The problem, well, one of the million problems with this swap, this engine right here is basically fuel injected, and the engine in this Jetta, as you can see right here, is injected with carburetor. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to use two pumps, or rather one pump from the Mark III Golf, in order to make this engine work as it's supposed to be. So the first problem that we're facing is the engine in this Jetta has a different fuel supply. It was supplied by one little pump, and the engine that we're going to put into this car had two pumps. So this is the secondary fuel pump from the Golf, which was used to supply this engine. So we want to avoid using this pile of rust because it's just heavy and rusty and just absolute garbage. So instead of using this, we're going to use one single pump from the Golf 3. In order to use the Mark III fuel pump, we'll have to use the Mark III fuel tank, which is this one. So this is the old one that we removed from the Jetta, and we're going to use this new one from the Mark III Golf. And also the reason that we're using the Mark III fuel tank rather than the Jetta, as you can see, the size difference is quite big. This one is very small and this one is absolutely huge. So we cannot use the fuel pump from the Mark III Golf in the fuel tank that we originally had in Jetta. So that's why we're using the Mark III fuel tank.
Okay, this is the fuel filter, and we will replace it instead of fuel pump, secondary fuel pump from MK2.
After installing new fuel tank with new fuel pump and fuel filter, we have managed to connect the new fuel lines to the new tank. Okay, so the fuel lines are done. So now what we will do now is pull out the engine, and to do that we have to put Jetta right there, which means that we have to get rid of all that stuff and put it downstairs so we can use the cherry picker to lift the engine up. So that's what we're going to do right now. Thank you everyone for watching. I really hope you did enjoy this video. Sadly, that's it for this episode. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It means a lot to us, and be sure to stay tuned for the new episodes. And if you want to check out the episodes from before, the link will be in the description. Thank you for watching. Have the best day ever. Bye bye.